power went out. I just got, hey, what's up, guys? How you doing? This looks a little fun. I literally, as we went live, got a message from Austin saying his power went out. So anyway, I'm Adam. Welcome to Frolfcenter. I'm joined here, as always, with the 1100 rated hype man himself, Cody Vitale. How are you doing today?
I am wonderful. Adam, I've heard we've got great news this week.
We got big news.
Tell us our great news.
Yeah, we've got really big news. We have been begging and borrowing and lying and stealing and trying to get ourselves a beer sponsor, and it happened. So, guys, we just got Contrast Artisan Ales from over there in Chambly near the Chambly Church Course. They sponsor Brian Gort, a great putter. They are our sponsor, at least for the foreseeable future. And right now, we've got 2 beers we're going to drink tonight. First one is going to be the Brighter Side of Tomorrow. It's a 4.5% American sour with lemon, grapefruit, and ginger. And it tastes kind of like a boozy Sprite.
Right. Sounds like some juice Sprite. Oh, look, there it is, guys.
Yeah,
super awesome.
Yeah, so we had those guys, and it was absolutely awesome. So that was great for us. That was a big one. They're going to have a tournament coming up in the fall, which is going to be awesome. They haven't picked a course yet, but they're going to try to actually sponsor a tournament. And then they're thinking about trying to do weekly clinics at the brewery right up there in Chambly. So
awesome.
They're very pumped on disc golf, which is kind of awesome. So, again, if you guys are just joining in, Mr. Austin Lytle had a little power outage up there at his house. It seems like he lives in a primitive place. So we got no Austin for the time being. Hopefully he'll get back on here in a few minutes. Yeah, Cody, what's up with you?
So played a tournament this weekend on a temp course. It was super fun. We'll get to that later, but for now, let's go with Chef Heiser with the weather.
Hey golfers, Chef Heiser here with your weekend weather report. Actually, we'll start with today's weather report. It's Thursday. It means East Roswell Park doubles and Oregon Park doubles, which I'm out here for right now. But we're going to go ahead and go into the Storm Center and take a look at the radar, and we'll see what's going on. So if you guys will follow me, we'll head on over to the Cobb County Disc Golf Storm Center. So on the radar, you can see a lot of activity today. Looks like we're in a bit of a bubble. Not much going on. The current conditions out at Oregon Park, close to 90 degrees. Not a whole lot going on. If we look at the Futurecast, see what we can expect. Of course, with these pop-ups, there's not a whole lot that they're going to show you. Looks like it's going to be fairly clear with some stuff definitely rolling in a little bit later tonight. We can take a look over here at Roswell. And so East Roswell Park, which is right here. Again, looking pretty good up until we get closer to 8 o'clock. So conditions prior to 8 o'clock, looking good. That's your Frolfcenter weather report for tonight. Things look kind of dicey, about 50% chance of rain this weekend. So those of you who are going down to J.P. Mosley to play in the Eastbound and Down series. And then, of course, White Oak Park in Paulding County for the National Amateur Disc Golf Tour.
Nice.
Wow. Thank you. You're coming to us straight from the bathroom at Oregon Park. Oh, that's as about Frolfcenter as it gets right there, folks. All right, Cody, would you like to introduce our guest for us?
After you, my friend. I'm still
after me. All right, guys. So this week's going to be really fun for us. Something a little different. We're not talking to a pro here. We're not talking to a tournament director here. We're talking to Ryan Harris of Planet Earth Designs. He designs and installs disc golf courses. So, without further ado, Mr. Ryan Harris, how are you, buddy?
Good, guys. What's going on?
What's up, Ryan? What you picking on tonight?
I'm trying that lemon sour first. Brighter Side of Tomorrow. Agree with boozy Sprite. It's delicious.
Yeah, I hate to tell them this, if they put it in a little slim 8-ounce can, they'd sell $1 billion worth of it. And you'd have all these suburban housewives hooked on craft beer, which would be kind of funny. So,
yeah, man.
That's awesome.
Cody, why don't you take Austin's spot?
So let's jump right into it, Ryan. The first question we always ask is, what got you golf? You know, your first disc golf experience. Who were you with? Where were you at?
All right. 2005, I was on a summer internship, and landscape architecture major at UGA required you to do an internship in between your 4th and 5th year. And so I sent a bunch of applications out west, and a place in San Fran gave me an offer. And so I was out there for 3 months. I was like 3 blocks from Golden Gate Park, and didn't really know anything about disc golf. I had a friend of a friend invited me to go play, and, you know, was able to walk down to hole 5 on the course. And I mean, if you've ever played the course, it's ton of old growth forest, and just has a really neat vibe to it, and definitely some technical woods play. So it was a good intro into the sport for me. So that was 15 years ago.
Nice.
That's a pretty hefty length of time to be playing disc golf these days.
Yeah, absolutely. So after playing disc golf for so long, when did you decide that you wanted to start designing courses, or how did that process go about?
I guess I knew I wanted to be a professional designer in any aspect, probably freshman year of school. And then after graduation, my first job, the firm got the opportunity to do the construction documents for Alexander Park. And I was the only disc golfer in the company. And they kind of came to me and said, you know, what do you know about disc golf course design? And I was an intermediate player at best at that time, and I did not know much about course design, but I did know Sandy Creek, and I knew it was a fun course, and I knew who designed Sandy Creek, Doug Porter, and so I was able to contact Doug. We got Doug on board, and he was the course design consultant for the project. And if you've played Alexander Park, you know Doug did a great, really awesome job with the piece of land he had to work with. And, he acted as a mentor for me and kind of showed me the ropes, told me to look up a guy named John Houck and read his stuff. And, yeah. So that was it.
Yeah. Hell yeah. So these days, a modern course, let's say maybe championship level, maybe almost championship level. I think people are kind of usually taken aback when they find out how much it actually costs to get something in the ground. So is there any way, without breaking down to any proprietary secrets or anything, like what is a city or a town looking at when they're looking to put in something good?
Sure. Yeah. The biggest question is, are you paying for design? Are you getting free design? Are you paying a contractor to install the course? Or are you using volunteer labor to install the course? And then there's a whole array of questions that comes with that second answer. A big variable is the course heavily wooded? Is it mostly open? Clearing on a course like Little Mulberry, clearing's your main cost. It was 6 weeks of cutting, stacking, and chipping out there with a full crew and a bobcat and a chipper on site. And when you're paying for all those things, it's not cheap. There's been stuff on the internet for 20 years now that said you can install a course for 10 to 20 grand, and unfortunately, municipalities see that and kind of get that expectation, and it's not really realistic. I would say 50 to 100 for a well-constructed professional tee pads, professional signage. Your contractor carries insurance, licensure. If you're paying a contractor for that type of work, that's a pretty fair rate.
Yeah,
right on. And so the behind-the-scenes time frame, like, let's say the land is set aside, no issue there. But from design to tree surveys to baskets in the ground, I'm sure that can get done in as little as this much, and you've seen it take as long as how much? What's the big wide frame on that?
Yeah, again, how wooded is the course? If you can't see through the woods, the design process can literally take months because it's a maze out there, and densely wooded woods. And if you're trying to fit in 18 holes in the woods, there's a whole lot of back and forth and a lot of questioning and redesigning and coming up with better stuff and reworking. So it's a process that needs to be allotted the right amount of time to try to produce a quality product at the end. Construction, again, if it's really challenging to get the materials, for example, Little Mulberry hole 14, to drive concrete back to that T-pad was a 10-minute trip one way. And when you have 36 T-pads to pour, I mean, that one process of constructing the T-pads might take 6 weeks by itself, you know? So, you know, as quickly as a couple months, as long as 6 months, a year, you know.
Yeah, a lot of work.
Okay.
A lot of work goes into it.
For sure.
So they just announced the top 100 courses around the country, and Felix Vega asked, how do you feel seeing LMP make it into the top 100 courses in the world's list on, what was it, disc golf scene or UDisc or?
Was it Utiliworld?
Ulta World.
Ulta,
something like that.
Sorry, yeah.
Ulta World. There we go. Man, completely honored. And, you know, when you put in a ton of time on something like that, and there's a format like DG Course Review or DG Scene where you can get unrequested feedback from the users. You know, normally designers have to pay for that kind of stuff, and to have a source of feedback, unbiased feedback, is really valuable. And so, you know, I certainly have been watching all that over the years and reading what people have to say about it, and taking criticisms and trying to learn and be better, and but also taking the positives that people see and trying to replicate that on future projects.
That's awesome. So I got to know, you're going to a course for the first time, you've never played there, and you're going to step onto that course. What's the first thing that you're going to see as a designer that just like grinds your gears, like just absolutely irritates you to know? Like you go to this course and you're just like, why didn't they fix that? Like what is normally that thing for you?
Like if there's an immediate sense of, you know, lack of attention to any kind of safety on hole one, or, you know, hole one's T-pad shares a walking path, that usually grinds my gears because it puts a bad taste in my mouth from the start, regardless of kind of the hole quality, the actual disc golf hole standalone. I'm looking at, you know, construction materials, I'm looking at the sign, I'm looking at the safety of the T-pad area, the drainage, and then, you know, the adjacent uses around the disc golf hole. And, you know, I try not to be overcritical, but if it's immediately kind of a slap in the face, like, wow, that's not gonna last long without incident, then that's kind of it.
Yeah. So a little more positive now. What's your favorite Atlanta-based course that you did not design?
Oh man,
we're gonna put you on the spot just a little bit here on Frolfcenter.
Good. East Roswell was my home course for 5-7 years, and I learned the course inside and out, and still love playing it. I love the challenge that it presents, and I think you can see a lot of East Roswell and Little Mulberry, and I don't get to play them nearly as much, but going down to Mosley, going over to Redan, out to Hobbs when I can. But the one I play the most that's on this side of town, I would have to say East Roswell.
Good answer. Makes you a better disc golfer out there for sure.
Nice. So, is there one course you'd like to fix a little bit, like to tweak? Is there one course you'd like to take over and redesign a couple holes in Atlanta? What would be the one you would like? Thank you for letting me come in here.
Oh man.
Or maybe if that's real hot, what about like, what if there's one easy fix on one hole at one course? What would it be? If you don't want to get too hot into it.
Yeah, there's some holes on courses where maybe there was a buffer at one time and that's gotten beaten down, and some things might need to get scooted over and shrunk in a little bit. Or maybe like another use gets added to a course or right near a course that warrants a redesign of some holes. I think Will's is a great example of a course has already happened and is going to continue to happen. Will's obviously holds a special place in a lot of people's hearts, and it's a super fun course to go play. Quickly. It's pretty well done for how it's fitted around all the different uses. But man, I went out there this spring and there were just so many people using the trails, using the playground, walking around in general. And it's like, man, can we expand this course into an unused nearby area that, disc golf can have a little bit of its own space?
Nice.
Right on. Good answer. I like that.
That kind of leads right into the next question, which is what's the most rewarding, funnest part of the job? When it's all said and done, is it you attract a ton of people? You hear about that first ace, it gets so excited. What's the most rewarding part of making a disc golf course?
Yeah, the coolest part is that if you're designing in a public space and the county has completely bought into it, that course is and should be there for a long, long time. And it's a public space. It's a place you can take your parents and show them your hard work. You can take your grandparents. I've gotten to do both of those things. And I got 2 young kids, and you can go push your baby around in a stroller in this place that you spent months of your life, working on and tweaking and bleeding and getting infested by ticks and all that fun stuff. But probably the most rewarding thing is like being out there on a busy day and like seeing groups of like young kids out there just like figuring it out, and or like a family, that's their recreation time, and they're not players, they're just out there doing it. That's super cool to see.
That's awesome. What's the hardest course you've personally seen designed? Like, what's the one you think is maybe the stingiest or just the absolute most wickedly tough course that you've ever experienced?
Personally played, Hobbs was pretty challenging for me. Like from the tip. So that course was designed for somebody above my skill level, and it humbled me, and at the same time I appreciate it, and then wanted to run it right back and try again. I can't think of much. I'm trying to remember Martin's SSA sheet where he broke it all down. I'm trying to remember what the hardest one per par was. Do you guys remember?
I don't.
Oh, I don't.
I think it's Cody Vitale says it's Dupree.
Oh yeah, no, Dupree's the hardest par in Georgia. Absolutely.
Nice.
Yeah, I can't go there and shoot under par at all.
No,
Can you guys shoot under par guaranteed? Absolutely not.
No.
Hardest course in Georgia via par.
We're taking that bet every time too.
Every time. I will bet anybody that can shoot better.
I've heard the tracks down in McDonough is a pretty challenging par.
There's some stingy holes out there, and there's some that as they're getting beat in are getting a little easier.
Okay.
But it's definitely tough. I have trouble out there, and I can do well at Perkerson, but I do better at Perkerson than at the tracks. Maybe it's my game, I don't know, but it's a much different kind of vibe out there for sure.
Okay. I haven't checked it out. I need to.
Yeah. So we had a local pro ask, how big does a gap have to be to consider it a fairway?
That's a very good question. And
speaking of Hobbs.
Yeah, speaking of Hobbs.
Well, speaking of a good bit of wooded courses in general, a good bit of Georgia wooded courses, and I think you could even say a select few courses on the Disc Golf Pro Tour. I have studied this question. I have sought research on this question, a lot of other people's opinions. And I got to ask Halk about it, and he said this is not an overall rule, but a good rule of thumb, especially when you're kind of working on the concept design, you're just starting to mark fairways. There's kind of a 10% rule, and I'll try to explain that. Let's say 100 feet from the front of the tee, a 10% of that 100 feet would be 10-foot wide gap. 200 feet from the front of the tee, a 20-foot wide gap would be considered a more or less fair gap. And now you kind of have to measure the effective gap, right? So if trees are offset, you kind of have to walk back and measure the actual fly path through the gap. So I've studied this on different courses. I've studied this on courses, we've designed, and I think it's a pretty good rule of thumb. 400 feet from the tee, a 40-foot wide gap, the best players in the world should hit that gap more often than not.
Nice.
That's wild. That's much more thought out than I maybe expected it to be.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but it just the rule is cool. That's neat. I learned something today. Yeah.
And it's something you can measure, right there with your feet in the field. You can pace off distance from the tee. You could step off the width of the gap, and then you can kind of look back and be like, did it feel fair when I threw it? If I was Macbeth, could I hit this gap 9 times out of 10, or am I going to hit this gap 6 times out of 10?
Right. I know my answer. My answer is like 4.
Yeah. 1, 2. So let's say somebody comes to you, brand new piece of property. Nothing's been done to it in 80 years, 100 years. Virgin piece of property. What are you looking for as a designer? Where do you start? Like you said, it might be really wooded. If it's open, does that help your situation? And then what are you most excited about when you design? Is it elevation or hazards? What are you looking for?
I think step one to do the job properly is to do an analysis on the area and what existing courses are already serving that local population of disc golfers. If you look at the course, the map of courses on UDisc, and there's a big hole in that area, but there's a growing disc golf population in that area. Is a gold level course the best thing to build, or is like a red and white level course the best thing to build to get those newer players kind of on their feet and learning how to throw disc without getting punished too badly? So I feel like there's kind of the social commitment to doing a good job to serve the local population with the properly designed course for that skill level. The second step, which is very important and often takes way too long to figure out, is to get clearly defined limits of the piece of land that you're allowed to design on. Sometimes you're told, that whole area over there, we could put a course. Well, I'll give you an example. On Chattahoochee Pointe, we thought we had this whole big 5-acre tract on the back of the property, and we spent, I think, 3 to 4 weeks working on the preliminary design. And at some point, somebody in the county realized that this big 5-acre chunk of land was actually the neighborhood next door to the park. It was their HOA property.
Wow.
So, you can't use that. So, those 18 holes that you had, 4 holes spread out in this area, just go ahead and jam them together a little tighter and figure it out. Good luck.
Yeah, I feel like Oregon Park had the same problem during one of the expansions where they went too far and had to retract. I think I remember that story. Zach Smith's chatting it up, so he might be able to tell us that a little better. But so you spoke a little bit there about fairness and trying to make sure that you had the right you're serving the community correctly for the community of disc golfers. So does disc golf at the pro level need to get harder? And if so, like besides maybe small baskets, like what other things have you done maybe to make it harder if it needs to get there?
Man, that is a great question, and I think that's a question the the most experienced designers in the game have been pondering for decades now. It's a fine line of creating holes that are overly punishing to where they're no longer fun.
Yeah.
Finding that right balance of fun and level of challenge without being too punishing is a fine line. And, we're really blessed. Me as a course designer, we're blessed to have so much footage of all these courses around the country, around the world, that you can watch the top players play. You can watch them throw their shots. You can watch them, all miss the gap on the same hole. And you can kind of tell when somebody's not having fun. I think that's all super valuable stuff to try to watch and pick up on and try to, try to steer things in the right direction of these guys still want to have fun, but I think we all want to see them get challenged more than 18 under, every round.
But that kind of flies right in the face of what Simon said after the preserve too, where he said, well, I guess that's artificial OB versus natural hazard. But like he had that whole let us execute the shots. If we hit them 100% of the time, we're going to win. If we hit them 99, we won't. Like and I think is that an East Coast thing? Is that a woods golf thing?
Well, it's this dichotomy as the viewer. You enjoy watching the top players in the world struggle, and you like watching them be 50 foot off the fairway because last weekend when I played, I was 30 foot off one side of the fairway and then 50 foot off the other side of the fairway, and I didn't save par, but you see these guys kick in the woods and you see their scrambling ability and you see the full set of skills, and I think ultimately it makes for pretty entertaining footage. But when you're that pro, when you're Simon, you don't want to have to deal with that. You've worked and you've played and practiced all these years. You want to see completely fair fairways. You don't want to see all this artificial OB to where if the grass is wet, you throw a pure shot just because your disc skips a little extra, you're taking a stroke. So it's really a fine line of creating this entertaining thing for all of us to watch versus creating a fair challenge for the best in the world.
Nice. All right.
So now we get into some less serious questions, some fake realities and stuff like that. So if you were president of the PDGA for a week, a month, what's the first thing you do to grow the sport? Would it be put some courses in? What would you do?
Yeah, that's a great question. I feel like so many people have been working towards this answer for so long, and there's been so many good hypotheses to try, and some of them are working and some of them aren't. There's been different PDGA board of directors and presidents already that have had good things and they didn't quite work out. What would I do differently? Man, getting the right people in the right place. Watson.
Yeah, that guy. Love that guy.
Getting the right people in the right place, getting one constant challenge with disc golf is getting people to volunteer and be dependable, and it's even a challenge at the top level, I would imagine. And is that a paid position, PDJ president?
Well, I mean,
we don't know. We just ask questions. We ask the questions.
We're just going to give you the power of the PDGA president for a week. How's that?
Something that recently happened that I saw McCoy kind of stand behind something that I think he felt strongly about was I saw him making a pitch for Shoestrick to get on. I believe it was the board of directors.
Yeah.
Like, I know the president or whatever can't just appoint people, but getting people who are knowledgeable in the field, who have lived it, who have grinded it, now they're committing their whole career towards their next phase in their career to make a living doing it professionally. I think that's more of the type of people you need in there to really change, like get disc golf to the next level. I know not everybody wants that, but if that's what you want, I think having those guys with the track record, with the history of tournament play and playing at a high level, as well as being business savvy, I think all that's pretty important. So kind of structuring the management, if you will, to try to best to grow the sport in the next 10 years. It's going to be a huge challenge with all the new players. I mean, go ahead.
And all those people you just mentioned are actually course designers now, so that helps them being a part of the PDGA and around the area. But so I have,
I'm glad you did that because I needed to open mine as well.
Oh, there it is.
This is the double dry hop IPA. It's got a Zaka, Mosaic, Amarillo, and Galaxy, which are all like super new, super hip hops right now. These are like hip hops, right?
Galaxy hops are my favorite hops. I'm just saying. Yeah, they really are.
Do you even know what that means? I have no idea what that means.
Creature comforts. Oh, no. Let's give these guys use Galaxy hops. They're the only ones I know that use it.
But Galaxy awesome. Was like a fun new one that kind of came on the scene Galaxy like 5 years ago, and everybody got super pumped on it. So
yeah.
This smells delicious. Again, this is Fresh Eyes from Contrast Artisan Ales in Chambly. Contrast Artisan Ale.
So I'm gonna ask you a question. It's gonna be a pretty hard question. Top 3 holes that you've ever played. Like, what's the top 3 best? Oh, Ryan might be freezing a little bit.
Oh, we might have a frozen Ryan. Oh no. All right, we'll get Harris back in here in a minute when he starts moving. Cody, what are your 3 favorite holes?
Ever played?
Sure, ever played.
Well, obviously the hole 3 at Flyboy.
Yep.
That's a beautiful hole. I'm going the Damn It hole at Flyboy.
Okay.
And then I think I'm going Ferguson Park. The one that the tree fell on the T sign.
11.
I really like that hole. I mean, it's right by a stream. There's some trees in the middle. You can throw a turnover. You can throw a big sidearm around the trees.
It's definitely 11.
Like you walk up to it and you're like, "Hey, this is a disc golf hole." I really think
anything I want to do.
Yeah. What about you?
I think 9 at Perkerson is growing on me. Like 18 at Perkerson used to be in my top 3. 9 is I think now in my top 3. That's that just pain in the ass one that goes up through the woods. I just played Mosley again for the first time in a little while yesterday, and Mosley 8 is still just fun and crazy, and that's a good one. And Hobbs 2 is gorgeous. Hobbs hole 2 is just gorgeous. Yeah. I'm gonna go with that for now. Yeah, we're having little technical difficulties. I think there's a big storm coming through. I know Austin's already lost power. Actually, Austin just checked in with us. We got a little Austin check-in for you guys.
Live here in the monsoon. It's blowing sideways.
Yeah. So Austin completely lost power.
Oh,
man. We're dealing with him now. And wasn't it 2 weeks ago that somebody hit the transformer with the telephone pole?
He's been having power problems.
I love this. I don't know who Dana Litt is, but she's all about commenting tonight. And this Zach got a shout out. It's pretty funny.
I've got some shout outs actually. I'd like to give out.
Why don't you give some shout outs while we're waiting to see
while we're waiting. Infinite Discs. I don't know why. I don't know if they knew who I was. But they sent me a free T-shirt. I ordered discs. I ordered an MVP Matrix. And if you guys don't know, they take pictures of their discs and put them on the website. You get exactly what you want. But I ordered 3 discs. They sent me a free T-shirt.
That's awesome. Hey,
So-
Harrison's back.
Nice.
We're doing it. There you go, buddy. How are you? Are we good?
We are good.
Can you hear me okay?
We can hear you a little bit. It's a little quiet, but I think
No, yeah, you're good.
I got this switch on the wall that the router's plugged in, and
Oh, and the
5-year-old flipped the switch. So.
Oh, that's beautiful. That
we're
could be
glad to
better.
have you back, though.
Still no,
Okay. Are we going on the fun stuff then? Since we got a little shoddy connection, just go right into the fun stuff.
Yeah, the waffle.
All right, man. We know you're a Southern boy. We know you're very much like us. You're in our kind of like vibe. What do you eat when you go to Waffle House, and is it different when you're hungover?
it's never different. It's always the same. All-star special scrambled with cheese, bacon, white toast, regular waffle, hash browns, plain.
Just check it right. Just boom. Ring it up. Let's go.
Yep, sold.
Yeah.
So, what's when you celebrate, you win a tournament, you finish designing a course, anything like that, what do you celebrate? What's your meal that you get? Not at Waffle House, anywhere you make it yourself, whatever.
Yeah, I don't know.
Crab legs?
Longhorn Steakhouse, ribs.
Nice.
I love
Very nice.
Longhorn's ribs. I worked there in high school, man, and they just had me hooked ever since.
And you're still going.
Dude, still go.
That's like my sister used to work at a Chili's. I'll still totally go to Chili's. Still
Baby
totally love
back,
Chili's.
baby back, baby back, baby back.
All right. So we always ask people who are their top 3 disc golfers, but we let them decide how they define what's the top. Like, is it your 3 favorite, the 3 tallest, the 3 that you played with and had the most fun with? Your top 3 disc golfers, and you tell us why they're your top 3. Oh, no.
Oh,
Did it happen again? All right, we got some fun comments though. Here we go. Oh shit, I got a shout out from Dana Lit. This is fun. I don't
Dana
know what's
Lit,
going on.
what up? Shout out to you. Don't know who you are.
Howdy. Brackett says
Is
whole
that-
17 Hobbs. Chris Brackett sent us tried to send us some videos for just the tip today.
Oh,
The
there
videos-
was a question
Oh,
way earlier that said the Catch 2020 tournament, Zach.
Oh yeah.
And I will answer that for Ryan. There is a Catch 2020 tournament. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah,
I'll let
I think
him
you
give
got-
the details if he can come back. But if he can't come back, we've still got plenty to talk about. We got local news.
I think we got him. We're gonna try him one more time here. I think we got you, Ryan.
All right,
What's funny is we only have like 3 more questions for you too.
All right. Can you
Oh, wait.
Can you get on the computer there? There we go.
Okay, here we go.
There we go. All right. Thank you.
Hey, welcome back.
Hey,
Cool. Man. So the
Okay.
question was 3 favorite disc golfer. Yep. Sorry, loud.
You're good.
Okay, I was gonna say 3 favorite disc golfers, and you tell us how you're qualifying that.
All right. Okay. I would say I love watching Simon, man. Simon goes for the crazy stuff. He's having a great time out there. It's like he's just trying to do things out there while, his rating depends on it. I love that about the guy. You watch his podcast, he's kind of got an infectious personality. He just seems like a super fun guy. Number 2, I'm going to go with Philo. Philo's like the working man's disc golfer.
yeah, he's a frother for sure.
He's a he kind of wears his emotions on his sleeve. You could tell when he's not having a good day, but when he's throwing his KC rock and his DX rock just pure, you could tell that's what he lives for. It's just like lacing his rock. I love that. And of course the Albatross is a pretty epic spot in our history. And I got to go with Macbeth. He's just when he's on and he's got that killer instinct, there's just kind of nothing like it in the sport. Seems like other people will catch that for a little while and then fall off, but man, he's really held that standard of play for a while now. So
Yeah,
that'd be the top three.
Yep.
Absolutely. So, oh man, my favorite question, and somehow we time it up to I get to ask this question every week. Any celebrity. Oh, somebody wants me to take my shirt off.
No, I'm good.
No, that's no.
Part of that's part of my shtick.
So, if you could entered a celebrity doubles contest or competition, any celebrity, anyone you wanted in the entire world, you played disc golf with them, who would it be?
All right, I got to go with Snoop D-O-double-G on this one. Snoop Dogg, the dog father. He's lanky. I'm sure he would connect on one or two really good drives and be like, damn.
Yeah.
You're going to have a good time. He's going to make you laugh the whole round. I just think it would be fun round with Snoop.
That is an incredible. I mean, that's a really
amazing. We got to start writing these down.
And I love that you were talking about straight up like his arm length too. You're just like, he's lanky. Like he's gonna snap one real good one time and just be hooked. Like I love that it was like you were totally like, this is a guy I could get into disc golf as well. And then he's got deep pockets and he can help you with disc golf courses.
Yeah, he's like, hey man, Ryan, I got these acreage out in LA. Like, you want to come check it out? Okay, Snoop. Yeah, let's go check it out.
We'll put a dispensary there. We'll put a craft brewery there, and then 36 holes.
Planet Earth's dispensary. Got it.
Yeah, there you go.
No, so Ryan, we've got a viewer question next.
Yeah,
and it is, tell us about Catch.
Catch. The Catch tournament.
Yes.
Yeah, that one.
Catch, we started in 2009. It popped into my head randomly to make a tournament format for catching things. I did grow up with an older brother, and we would always throw things to each other, like sitting in the living room as kids. We'd throw the remote control across the room and, see if you can catch it. And it's as simple as that. That kind of spawned the idea. And I was trying to figure out the details of the competition and the format. And I was telling my dad about it one day, and Dad goes, just on the spot, he goes, what if a one-handed catch was worth 2 points?
Oh, shit.
But a two-handed catch was only worth 1 point. I was like, whoa, Dad. That's a good idea. So that really
stuff there for your pops.
IQ, 2000 IQ.
It made it. It honestly made. I feel like that one principle of the competition helps make the risk reward in every throw and catch. You have to think about it. Are you going to catch a box of cigarettes safely with two hands and trap it on your body and just get the 1 point, or are you gonna risk reaching out there and catching that box of cigarettes? Risk missing the catch or getting the 2 points.
Like going up the middle or late, laying up or not? Are you gonna lay up?
Oh no, me and Austin will not be laying up this year.
One snap all the time, yeah.
Well, sometimes you're ahead in the points, and you can strategize and just go for the 1 point catches and ride it out to the next round. Sometimes you're behind in the points, and you're looking at a hot dog coming at you down the hallway, and the only way you're going into round 3 is if you catch that hot dog in your mouth.
Worth 3 points. That's a 3 points.
Yeah, mouth catch is 3 points.
Nice. We had a couple of viewer questions if you got a second. Lincoln Griffin wants to know, what area of Metro Atlanta is most in need of a new course?
Well, Hall County is a pretty large, populous county up near where I live, and it hasn't had a course, public course. Now, Lula is in the very north end of Hall County, but it's a private course, and so you could certainly make the argument that with the plenty of Hall County residents that also play disc golf, there is no course to serve their recreation choice. And they put in Platt Park, but I believe they just, from what I gather, I'm not sure the details, but I believe they just kind of threw it in and it didn't even finish the clearing. I believe it has dirt tee pads. So we worked on design of the course in Flowery Branch for Hall County. This was 2015, so that's been 5 years now, and it's had various stages of stopping and going. The property is amazing, freaking amazing. I really feel confident that the design would have been excellent for the property, but they just can't seem to find the funding or maybe the motivation to install it. So
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And what about, I got another one here for you. How many holes have to be lefty friendly before it's considered a lefty friendly course?
Like 5.
5? Yeah. 5.
I forgot. Yeah,
That was
I
a good
forgot.
Yeah, I'm lefty backhand.
Yeah, he's lefty. He's a lefty, guys.
Well, I'm a right-handed human, but the only thing I do left-handed is throw a disc.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
he told me that on the disc golf course, and I was like, cool. And then he beat me by like 6 strokes.
Watson wants to know, anyone ever put their face in a tee pad? And the way you're giggling, the way everyone's giggling makes me think I missed something.
Oh, man. In celebration of our 36th poured tee pad at Mulberry, and this was a huge effort. And Watson was great, not just for helping, but also like boosting morale daily.
Of course.
Elevating the morale, I'm sure.
Of course.
Nobody like challenged him to do this.
No, it was not like you have to do this. No pressure.
He was like, "Hey guys, I got an idea." Smash. Like,
Yeah.
It was a little built up, He kind of made sure everybody like had their say if he should do it or not. It was a great memory, but yeah, he went in pretty solid. He like got the full like even into his hair. I mean, like he was 3 to 4 inches deep in the concrete with his whole face. It was pretty committing and inspirational.
that sounds Watson sounds inspirational. Most
Sounds very Watson.
And I don't know if the viewers noticed in his weather video a couple weeks ago that those were his legal plants behind him during the video, which I thought was hilarious.
Beautiful.
Okay, we asked this question of everybody. Take of it what you will. Do you have any questions for us?
Oh, I do.
Oh boy.
Oh shit.
I do. Yeah. What is? I mean, I've watched y'all's progression, and I really like what you guys like got started right there in March and April, and gave us disc golfers some pretty good entertainment. I really appreciated you guys getting that rolling. And now the Frolfer podcast, I think it's awesome. You're reaching an audience, a local audience that there's not really anything like this for a pretty large population in the Southeast, and so I think that's pretty cool. But what is y'all's 5-year plan? Where are you trying to go with this?
Burn it.
Hold on.
Yeah, so go ahead.
We argue about this every day. We don't really know our 5-year plan. The 3 of us, me, Austin, and Adam's 5-year plans are not completely different, but they're kind of different.
Yeah, and like getting a beer sponsor was on the 4-year plan, and it took 6 months. So we're kind of running up against the wall right now. I don't know. I mean, we're trying to, this is still new. It's still low viewership. It's not. I mean, not low. We love you guys, but compared to anything else out there, we
got views. We got views,
but they're not. It's for right now. I think. We've always said the important thing is to make sure we don't overdo it early. Like, I don't want people to be able to go get like Frolfer pint glasses anytime, like anything like. We get Frolfer snap bracelets. Like what the fuck? So I don't know if there's a 5-year plan, but there's like a 5-month plan for sure.
Yeah.
There's I would say December, holiday season when you're getting ready to buy gifts for the disc golfers around you. You're going to see an uptick in our annoying presence on social media.
So I'll give you a 1 to 2 year plan.
There we go.
So we're gonna have Adam's gonna hate me after this podcast.
Yeah, we're gonna have a very lengthy discussion afterward.
Yeah, so 2021, we're gonna have a Frolftoberfest in October.
You told him.
That's it. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all it's gonna be. That's all I'm giving away.
Yeah,
that's all I'm leaving. That's all I'm giving you. That's all I'm giving you.
Start hydrating in August of next year. Start just buying every couple. You get a little extra money. Maybe eat rice and beans to buy an extra case of Powerade sometime in August of 2021. Because we're gonna have to get. The worst part is like I think it costs a lot to have an ambulance on site. That's what I'm
sorry.
Playing Flip Cup is one of my favorite pastimes, and if you guys can figure out a way, we tried to be world champs, we didn't quite make it. But if you guys can figure out a way to combine disc golf and Flip Cup, I'm all in for sure. I'll get a sitter the whole weekend, and I'm in.
So what would be your ideal Flip Cup disc golf combination tournament? Yeah. If you're going to come out with us with that, then I'm going to come out with you. Give me the scenario that you would sign up for a tournament. I
want to know who the title sponsor is. I want to know who's doing the halftime show. Yeah.
What are we doing here, Ryan? Are we flipping cups?
I don't know. It's like, are they separate or are they combined?
You tell us. This is your idea.
Like the team that wins the round of Flip Cup have to hustle over, and everybody on the team has to make a 30-footer.
So, are we talking? We play this at Dupree Park, and you Flip Cup and play the hole, and if you don't par the hole, par 2, then you have to go back and Flip Cup again. Oh yeah, Flip Cup tournament at Dupree. I got it figured out, guys.
It'll be the hardest Flip Cup tournament to par in the state of Georgia.
What if the record came through from the Flip Cup tournament?
Joe Costa, 4 IPAs, comes out of the weather chop, pops onto Dupree, and just starts lacing lines no one's ever seen before.
Oh my god!
Ace.
Lucky kick off a goose. Ace. Yeah.
Dude, I feel like Joe Costa could really, if he was like, I'm really going to try this time, they would all just be aces. They would all go in. Yeah. I was just laying up. Joe?
Yeah. Oh, man. There's a couple dudes in Atlanta I think could probably knock it out of the park. So, man, it's been almost an hour, Ryan. I want to say we really do appreciate you coming on. It was really fun to talk to a designer, and I think sometime in the future we'll have you back on to talk about whatever the next course is, the next thing you're doing is. But we wanted to give you a second. We're going to put you up on the big screen, let you tell the people everything they need to know about you, about Planet Earth Designs, about what's coming next for y'all, where to find you, what to do, how to water their lawns, whatever you want to tell the people. we are gonna let you tell them. So thank you again, and here is the spotlight, my friend.
Excellent. Well, definitely thank you guys for getting this thing going and running it every week, and then giving me a platform to kind of talk about course design, and it's something I'm passionate about, and I think you guys are killing it. So keep it up. All right. So Planet Earth Designs, we've been in business for 9 years now. Probably 80% of our business is residential design and install. A lot of paver patios, a lot of decorative retaining walls, decorative plantings. I love some Japanese maples and dwarf conifers and boulders and all that stuff. So if that's your style, hit us up. We do a little bit of institutional. What's up, Ben? Yeah, let's talk, man. A little bit of graphic design. We do light logo design. We built a couple pools. So, we've kind of done a lot of stuff in 9 years. So we're pretty, we know what we can do, but we know what we like to do at the same time. And while I have the platform resources for course design, if you are handed the opportunity to design a course, please consider at least looking at the PDGA course design guidelines. They have them on their website. There's a couple different PDFs. They talk about distances for target skill levels. Safety is a huge thing to consider when you're designing a course. There's a Facebook page called 3DISC, and there's some decent conversation about course issues, and everybody kind of chips in with solutions. Getting an experienced course designer involved. If you go, I'm part of a disc golf course designers group since 2012. If you go on their website, you can look up, there's 9 designers listed in the state of Georgia, some that are still, plenty active. Kevin McCoy down, south of Atlanta has done plenty of awesome work. Keith Johnson, of course, has done plenty of work around Atlanta. Ricker, he's awesome. He's the man. We love Ricker. And the only master designer listed in the state of Georgia is John David, designer of Redan. And there's no resource like somebody who's been through the process a few times. So please consider that. And if it's an epic piece of property and it warrants a top in the world course, consider giving the top pros in the industry a call. Give Halk a call. He'll be happy to travel and come take a look. He came out for Hobbs, and he spent a ton of time out there looking at it. And I think if you've played it, you understand what it takes to be a top disc golf course designer.
Hell yeah. And I appreciate you getting to the resources part, because I think a lot of places go out there and just kind of go, disc golf, cool, internet, see it. It's like this, make those, go.
Yeah. Yeah, and I would say that's a disservice to your community. I really would. Yeah. What Halk says, the first thing you don't do is walk out and say, hey, hole 1 should go right here. You never, that limits yourself. So that's the wrong approach. So knowing the right approach, thinking about the other things that I mentioned, I think that's all important to develop a quality product that will serve the community the best.
So, yeah,
Amen.
Thank you, Ryan, so much. And as always, anybody, Ryan Harris, designing courses, wonderful. Thanks for coming on. Have a good night, man.
Yep. Thank you, guys. We'll see y'all later.
Yep. Awesome. I love this comment. I got to put it up. Someone at Frog Rock needs to look at the PDGA standards before trying to alter the course and the par out there. The par was designed correctly. This goes back to the 5-year. This goes back to my snap bracelet 5-year plan issue.
Don't get me started.
I'm not even going to get started. Anyway, guys, that was Ryan Harrison. That was really cool. Like, I'm really glad we had a designer on, because there were things in there that I learned that I had no clue. Like, yeah, it was awesome. Yeah. And that we'll bring him back on, because I think we can get deeper. I think we can dig more into that too.
Yeah. And if you want a course design, it costs as much as a pool in your backyard. So,
and this guy knows
brand new pool.
Yeah, that's awesome. Hey guys, we're gonna burn. It's already been an hour. We're trying to keep this show under an hour. It never happens. So we're gonna try to burn through some of this for you guys real quick. This weekend, there's a couple of tournaments going on. First, we got the Hobbs Farm Ironman on Saturday. 3 layouts. You're gonna play 2, take a break, play 1. It's gonna be hot, and it's Hobbs Farm, and it's tough. And so, good luck to all the sadists out there who like to hurt themselves for pleasure. You guys have a good time with that. I will be personally at Mosley for the Eastbound and Down We've Got a Long Way to Go, which was the one that's been moved from Redan to Mosley. They did a temporary layout. They're playing something very similar to Winter Mose League of 2019.
Oh, wow.
So very wood friendly.
Quick and easy.
Yeah, with a couple of temp holes and 18s in the long, and a couple of other things. So I went and played the course yesterday, played some of those layouts, or most of that layout in a couple of little weird spots, but it's going to be fun. People were originally kind of annoyed about the layout, and I don't understand why. Yeah. So I wanted to put that out there. We got some fun stuff, though. So Moe's League ended 2 weeks ago, and last week they had their skins match. So throughout Moe's League, you were playing for a spot to play for some like actual cold, hard cash. Clams, moolah, the parlance of our times. And so here are the results from that, which were incredibly fun. Let me see if I can get something where I can actually read this to you guys. I'm sorry. Give me 1 second. But yeah, this was it was a lot of fun. Obviously, you have some of the regulars out, the folks you always see out there. Jay Ream, who I actually don't know, got 10.5 of the skins on the pro there, $157. K McCoy, K-Mac, $22.50. We're gonna probably be talking to K-Mac in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, we're open.
But I want to throw it to my homeboys. I got a bunch of homeboys down there at the bottom. Well, Tyson Puckett's a homeboy. He's one of the coolest dudes ever. I think they're literally going to change the schedule for Moe's League next season so that I can go play. It won't be on Thursdays when we have Frolfcenter. They're going to move around Frolfcenter, which I think is huge. He got $75, but Daniel Landers, Matt Polk, Matt Law, and Wayne Evans are all the dudes that I've been playing out there with. Matt Polk's coming up. So I just wanted to give a shout out to everybody there from the Moe's League because that is awesome. So there is that. This Friday, tomorrow, after school special, Hyzard at Perkerson Park, the Friday Night League. They had to move time up because it's been very busy at Perkerson. It's been a lot of foot traffic, a lot of new Brody-inspired players playing. So we didn't get done before dark. And so we ended up now, instead of teeing off at 5:45, they're teeing off at 5:30, so get there early. And then always, we teased it last week, Isaac Yarborough, the MA 70 player who's actually 80 years old from Perkerson Park. His In the Bag is live now. If you go to the In-Town Atlanta Disc Golf page on Facebook.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Which is, dude, it's so fun. It's really good. It's well done. It's a Glassbox Studio, and then the In-Town Atlanta Disc Golf Club put that together, which was super awesome. So, Cody, you want to talk about some national news?
Yeah, we got last week Ezra top 10 in Iowa.
Local boy done good. Ezra Robinson.
Top 10. They got the pitcher right. It wasn't Isaac. Isaac wasn't Ezra. They finally got the pitchers right. Ezra Robinson.
Those guys have to be so annoyed by that.
So they're at Ledgestone this weekend, and Ezra is in first place out of all the Atlanta boys.
Of the Atlanta boys, I can tell you right now where he is. I'm actually having it open.
29th. He is 29th.
Yeah, no, he's 19th. 19th. He shot a 63, 1 under. Nice. Kevin Jones was 10 under. Yeah. It's 10.
So he's
9 straight.
He's beating his brother. He's beating Alden Harris.
Yeah, he's going to be.
I don't know if Daniel Bennett is playing, but shout out to Daniel Bennett for being the oldest person in that pod.
Yeah, he's not playing. I just searched. He is not. And then also I want to give a shout out at Ledgestone right now because the women's field is as tight as you're going to ever see a tournament after one round. Katrina Allen's in first. She's been on the podcast. Tied with Vanessa Dyken at 3 under. Paige Pierce at 2 under. Ellen Woodboom at 2 under. Manda Hano, who's had a hot couple of weeks, at 2 under. And then you have to go all the way to 15th place to get above par.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's 3 under through par to the 15th position.
Wow.
Like, it's really tight out there right now for the girls. So that is pretty awesome. Where is
Sarah Holcomb at?
Oh, yeah. Let me take a look here. Where is Sarah Holcomb at? She is in 15th. She's +1 right now. But like I said, the leader's only -3.
Okay.
And, you bring that up, Cody, and I think maybe we should let the people know.
Should we do a little surprise right now?
Hey, guys, next week we have a very important guest on our show. One of maybe one of the big names in women's disc golf, probably of all time.
All time. Hall of Fame. A Hall of Famer.
Sarah Holcomb's going to be on the show, which is awesome. We are so pumped.
We're so excited.
And after she's having a killer year. Like the Swiss MVP worked for her big time. Like she's throwing the MVP discs incredibly well. So we're really excited for it. That's going to be. And you just bought some MVP discs from Infinite Discs, didn't you? This week?
Oh yeah, get you a Matrix. I don't know.
You keep telling me that.
I don't know.
You keep telling me that. Pro ratings update real quick. Macbeth's dropped to 1056. Eagles at 1054. That was a little surprising. That felt a little weird. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Paige Pierce went down 4 points to 984. But Kristen Tatar, who's been playing exclusively in Europe, jumped 7 points. Jumped 7 points to 972. She's not come stateside because of COVID. So she's just literally cleaning up over there. Which is awesome. That is rad. Do you have yeah. Oh wait, here we go. This is here we go. No way. Sarah J. Hogan. Yep, it's correct. Look at this. Look at all this. Shit, yes. Wow. Boom. People are pumped. People are pumped on Sarah Hogan. We are too. We found this out like
she said, sounds like fun. Answered right away when I asked her.
Dude, and it was so rad. Like we were like, we're gonna ask her. We weren't expecting her to say yes.
We're fun. We're fun people.
We are fun. So Cody, you got a fun fact of the week for us?
I do have a fun fact of the week.
It's a bunch of facts, I think.
Well, it's a
lot of math.
We sat down last night and did a bunch of math. And we said that there's 6 women that play in Georgia that are pros, and there's 59 AMs, and there is 13 pros that play in North Carolina, and there's 95 AMs that play in North Carolina. And also there is, between the two states, there is 11 million women. And so what we're going to do tonight, if any women who are watching or any men that are watching their wives play, they know women that play, if they get a women to play, I will literally send them 2 discs, putter in the mid-range, and I will send it to them, no questions asked, to this. If you message me, I don't care if 10 people message me right now and like, I know a woman that wants to play, I will send you discs to play. So,
and we want pictures. We want to see you take these ladies out to play, because this sport can only grow so much, and that side of the sport seems very underserviced right now. And Cody said, I've got a stash. Let's do this.
I have so many mid-ranges and putters. I will just please take them, show them how to play, and then they'll be like Kate. They'll be like Kate playing open
and crushing it. So but so hit up Cody, hit up Frolfcenter Magazine on Facebook. Let us know you've got a lady who's interested in playing. She's thought about playing, but hasn't gone before. We will make sure they are ready to go play.
Yeah. So we're gonna skip Austin's tip of the week because he got struck by lightning. And his power is out.
He's apparently on Noah's Ark in the Great Flood. Oh, look at that. You get a little Drew Gibby? Drew Gibby?
Little Drew Gibby. So you got a 2-minute warning that...
Yeah, I have a 2-minute warning for you guys, and it was an obvious one, and I feel a little embarrassed that I hadn't thought of this months ago. But here's a rule for you guys that is, especially in tournaments, is completely... underutilized. Benches are for butts. They're not for bags. They're not for your beer can. They're not for your hydro flask. They're not for your gallon jug if you're Ellenwood Boom. They are for butts. So if I'm walking up to a bench and you put your bag on the bench and I cannot sit on the bench, then you have valued your bag over me. And I don't know, maybe this is some weird head game BS that some of these players play. and maybe it is derogatory and mean and demeaning. And if that's the case, well then, whatever. You have other issues to deal with. But no, quit putting your bags on the bench. Now, if it's raining, you get a pass. But quit putting your bags on the bench when everyone wants to sit down. It's real simple. It's like don't litter. It's not that crazy. So that's my 2-minute warning.
I kind of put my bag on the bench sometimes and don't think about it.
Yeah, no, I noticed that, and we weren't friends for a while because of it. I think I didn't want to like approach you, and be like, "Hey, Cody, I think you're funny. You want to play around together?" Like I just let you go. I'm like, oh, he's one of those bag bench guys. Like
Backbenchers. Don't be a backbencher.
Don't be a bag bencher.
All right. What else we got? We got some stuff. Anything else?
Oh, we do. We have a giveaway. We haven't done that yet. So this week's giveaway is a pretty easy one. We did chenille patches, like the old Letterman patches, like when you were in high school and you were trying to be cool. So we have these iron-on chenille patches. If you don't want to iron it on, you can take it to the alterations place for $5. We're going to give this to whoever had the worst ratings update.
Oh,
Watching right now. So if you had a ratings update that was negative, let it, tell the world about it. Write it in the chat. Make sure everyone knows how terribly you did. And whoever had the worst ratings update, we will be giving this patch to. So
I think dollar went down.
Did he? How? I mean,
I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
4 points or something.
4
Nobody's
points.
got.
I mean, you didn't. You went up. I went up. Austin went up. We were going to talk about that.
Oh, I'm gonna go so far down next week.
Is it bad?
Yeah.
Is it bad? Yeah. We talked about it in the pre-show. We all went up this week, which was pretty rad. So, what are you pointing at?
Frother hat.
Frother with a TH.
Yep, sure. Why not?
Sure, that's fine. Hey guys, once again,
as always, guys.
Before we really leave, I'm gonna hit it up again one time so you remember. Next week, Sarah fucking Holcomb. This is gonna be one of the coolest shows we've ever done. So
yeah, Sarah fucking Holcomb, dude.
All right, guys. I am Adam. Thanks for watching. I'm going to get out of here, let Cody shut this off. But sorry Austin couldn't be here. He will be back next week with the tip of the week. It'll be Chris Brackett's putting video that he tried to send us this week, and then Austin didn't show up. So it's kind of serendipitous how it all worked out. So I'm out of here. See you next Thursday. Have a good time. I'll see you at Eastbound and Down if you're going to be there on Sunday.
What's up, guys? Cody Vitale, as always. Sorry, Austin couldn't be here. He had a tornado, apparently. And thanks for watching. Cheers.